Hello, Lisa here, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do an actual unboxing. I know, amazing. I don't often do these where I actually open them for the very first time on camera, but I got this beauty in today and I was like, you know what? Let's open it on YouTube. So this is the Magic and Mediums Oracle by Dani Mystic, and it's been illustrated by Ash Colored. So I'm going to be taking the plastic wrap off of this bad boy, and then we will get into it together. I'll even read you the back and do all of that kind of fun stuff. But let me get in. Why is plastic wrap always so hard to do? There we go. I'm also kind of living for this cloth right now. This is one of Peggy's fabrics. It's like got these cute little witchy wizard bears and flying carpets, and oh my god, it's so cute. Little teddy riding on a broom. Oh my gosh. So the box itself is actually nice and matte, which we like to see. And then on the back, it says, "Be introduced to the magic within and the magic just beyond the veil. With fantastical art, this 45-card deck and guidebook serves as a spiritual tool for insight and access to real magic. As each card details occult knowledge and step-by-step instruction to bring more of the sacred into your life, use of this deck will empower you to find your magic and confidently use it. With diverse characters and beings from various spiritual paths, this is a balanced deck accessible to anyone wanting to receive clarity and messages from the spirit world. The Magic and Medium Oracle is your path to real magic. Dani Mystic is a psychic medium passionate about inspiring magic and demystifying the occult. And I did purchase this directly from their website at magicandmediums.com. When I ordered this, they were actually out of stock, so it was a pre-order. So let's get in. It is a nice sturdy two-piece box. Ooh, it does hold fingerprints a little bit, but that's okay. So let's set that there. I might zoom us in just a little bit more. Ooh, look at the bottom of the box. It says, "Use your magic." Pretty. And then we have a really nice and thick guidebook, so we'll dig into that in a bit, but look at the cards first. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are linen. I am living for this. So linen cardstock is the cardstock that has, if you're not sure what we're talking about when we say that on these videos, it's, I'll see if I can get the light to catch it. You can see like a pattern. It's got a bit of texture to it, very, very light. But linen cardstock is usually like plain cardstock, so it's really built to last. And it usually shuffles like a dream. It's thinner and more flexible, but it definitely holds up, so that is beautiful. Yeah, this will rifle beautifully. Let's look at the backs, make sure the light is hitting just right. You know what, I might actually turn my brightness up just a bit, see. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's got all the moon phases. Really, really wonderful. These crystal designs in the corners. Let's take a look at the artwork, and then we will look, we'll look at the guidebook after. So I'm going to bring us in just a bit. There we go, and make sure we're good and focused. And here we are. So guidance, or sorry, excuse me, abundance. I was looking at the camera. This is what happens when I try to read things in the wrong places. I love this. We've got a figure here who is holding an apple, and she looks like she's covered in flowers, definitely speaking to abundance. Activation. This is stunning. Somebody's here charging and activating a crystal grid. I also like that we see the glyph here for fire. It's a very active. Is there an elemental glyph on this one? No. Love that. Ascension. This is beautiful. You almost get the sense like she's walking through the mundane world, but has sort of risen above that mundane world. There's a card in the Osho Zen deck, tarot deck, that reminds me of. Astrology. Oh, it's like she's juggling the planets. She's got the little crescent moon on her forehead. Love that. Attraction. Two strong magnets, this mirror image. Beautiful artwork. Banish. Powerful card. Believe. Oh, she's walking on tiptoes. She's got the mirror. There's like, oh, this has so much to it that you could really dig into. She's like in a fairy circle. Oh, cleanse. I love this. I love the colors here and the smoke that's surrounding her. You really get that feel of magic. Conjure. Yes. Look at this on a crossroads with this beautiful sigil. That is stunning. Demon. Interesting. I can't wait to see what the guidebook says. Divination. This is my life, y'all. I love this. Elemental magic. Beautiful. We have the fire, water, air, and the crystals behind with earth. Focus with candle magic. Love it. Make sure we're still in frame. Forgiveness. Oh my gosh. That is an intense image. Oof. Glamour magic. Guardian. Oh, I love this. Look at this gorgeous dragon. Oh my goodness. Guide. Just lovely. Healing. These cards will be wonderful. I was kind of kicking myself because I just did my spiritual decks video, and this deck is obviously going to be a wonderful addition to my spiritual practice, using these in conjunction with my magical practice. I love this. Higher self, influence. Apologies that my nail polish is all chipped. You probably weren't even noticing, and now you will because I pointed it out, but that's okay. Intelligence. Intuition. I love this, like, almost like cat. There's so much to see here. She's walking with a blindfold. This cat figure or familiar is sort of leading her, and you definitely get this feeling of being led by intuition. That's beautiful. Journey. Kitchen magic. Look at that image. Knowledge. Oh, and then this like cartouche on her arm. All these Egyptian feels. Love it. Learn. Beautiful. Listen. Oh yes, singing bowls for all the chakras, a big gong. Oh, beautiful. Meditation. I could see myself using a draw from this deck to pick a practice for the day, because almost every single card in here has got a card that I would work with as part of my personal practice. Mediumship. Now I have a dog that wants in. There we go. Moon magic. Beautiful. Move. Love that. Mysticism. Nature. Persuasion. Ooh, with that hypnotist sort of image and the focus with the eye. Portal. This would be perfect for sort of like path working or things like that. Peggy's just getting our dinner ready. If you hear kitchen stuff in the background while I'm filming this. Praise. I love that. Protection. This is really a powerful image of like sort of calling in all of your guardians. I love that. Release. Powerful magic there. Respect. Yes. This is a very clear image of sort of how I interact with personified deity. I really, really love this image. It's very humble and reverent. Rest. Sacred heart. Sacred space. Sacrifice. What of yourself will you give? Sex magic. Lots of energy. Taboo. And that is it for the cards. Those are beautiful. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. Those are gorgeous. I am going to give them a shuffle because I can't help myself. Oh yes, these shuffle beautifully. They would of course hand over hand well, but these, with that linen cardstock, I will always rifle these. These are lovely. I would be tempted to edge them, except for the fronts are so like creamy white. They're actually not a pure white. It's almost like a just ever so slightly, like you can kind of see with the howlite. It's just ever so slightly off-white. I don't know, maybe that's my imagination. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to set these aside. Let's take a look at the guidebook. So this is quite meaty, and I'm really looking forward to digging into this. Let's take a look at the table of contents here. So you've got obviously card meanings. You've got a section here on how to use the cards. So it's actually pretty simple. If you look at the contents, there's an intro, how to use, layouts, and then you've got all the card meanings, which seems to be where the meat of it is. And then there's a about the creator, about the illustrator, dedication, and thanks. So there's a section here on how to use the cards. It looks like it's talking here about reflecting on the artwork. It's really speaking, it seems to me, to be more as a meditative tool or as divination, but interesting. Okay, let's go a little further here. So we've got a layout, looks like just the one. Yeah, just the one pretty much. And then let's get into meanings here. This is where I think it's all going to be. So this is really interesting. So for the first card, abundance, you get a very large quantity of something, which is sort of like your divination style message. And then after that, you go into a description of what that type of magic is and how to work with it. And then you also get over here more keywords from a sort of divination standpoint. So upright, for abundance, you would have worry-free, Demeter, indigo child, Pomona, nutrition, you are what you eat, farming, gardening, happy, youth, joy, innocence, laughter, gullible, recreational drugs, vegetarian, millennial. I mean, there's like a ton of stuff in here. And then also some reverse or shadowed keywords. And then blockage position. So if you were to pull this card in the blockage position, it says your trusting nature makes you a target for the jealous and corrupt. Don't take everything you are offered. Which is interesting because the image on that card was a girl holding an apple. Which actually I just realized that kind of speaks to the power of the imagery here, because each card's image is super memorable, because I just was able to pull that up in my mind with no effort at all. The images are not so cluttered that you can't remember what each one was. I just want to grab that. I know I'm being messy, but I just want to find that abundance card so we can see what we mean here. It's going to be like the last one. Watch. There it is. So it's interesting with the apple to think about with discernment, not necessarily taking everything you're offered. I think that's a really interesting viewpoint there. And then it also talks about divination position, a time of happiness and plenty is on the way. Allow yourself to fully receive it and love life. So let's flip to a different one here. Oh, that's interesting. What's this? Mysticism. So in the mysticism section, there's like a very brief introduction to the Sephiroth from the tree of life in Kabbalah, and that card had a diagram of the Kabbalah on it. Let's look at another just random one. Intuition. And these are all listed alphabetically, so there's no numbers. And on the intuition card, we get how to follow your intuition. It explains how to work with your intuition. Neat. Let's grab another one here. Ooh, well, we might as well. It's the card that's up. Let's just see what it tells us here. I can find it. I can alphabet. Okay, there we go. Oh, well, yeah, it's what you would think. All right, let's move on. Don't want to get into too much detail on that one on my channel here. You can use your imagination there. Let's do focus. I know I'm a little all over the place, but I'm just really excited. So for focus, it's talking about manifesting with candle magic. Really interesting. Sorry, I know sometimes the shadows are making it hard to see, but I guess the point here I'm trying to get across is that for every single card, there is really more to it than just a divination message. You're also getting a little bit of a primer on that type of magic. So for example, in Listen, you're getting heal yourself with sound, and then there's a very, very brief introduction to the chakras association with the physical organs or parts of the body and the associated frequencies. So if you were going to get, say, singing bowls associated with the various chakras. So it's kind of neat. Like you're only going to get so much instruction in a book like this, but the fact that it's offering sort of magical instruction alongside the divination aspect of this deck tells me that they really did intend, the creators really intended this deck to be usable as a magical tool and not just as a divination tool. So let's just pull one little card here at the end. I keep saying I'm going to rifle always, and then I keep hand over handing, but let's just pull one card. Sacrifice, and just see what the guidebook has to say about sacrifice. place deserving veneration that is, oh no, that's sacred space. I can do this, guys. The act of surrendering self or a possession as an offering to God or to a divine or supernatural figure. In ancient times, people were openly sacrificed to the gods in an attempt to gain their favor and secure abundance and victory. As times have changed, these types of sacrifices have been less popularized in lieu of another type of sacrifice. Today, some people openly sacrifice their time, happiness, and energy in an attempt to secure wealth and victory without the help of deities. Others dedicate their whole lives to the enrichment of the arts, their community, culture, and others, and find themselves revered as gods for ages by those impacted by their contributions. Those who just want the same admiration sacrifice everything to uphold any appearance that will garner a similar reverence, which is a really interesting perspective. The giving of one's talents or self has been greatly linked to reverence, fame, fortune, and art throughout history. In fact, giving is an act revered by religious and spiritual groups for its links to real change and prosperity experienced in the physical and spiritual worlds. Giving to others via alms or volunteerism or sacrificing to God during Lent or via fasting is believed to aid one person's entry to heaven. A sacrifice of just 10%, known as tithing, is believed to open one up to receive spiritual and material blessings as well. It is well known that an open hand allows you to give as well as receive. And then it goes on to say, open yourself to receive by giving, and tithing. It explains how to do tithing. Volunteering, it talks about that. You get a bunch of keywords. And the divination position, your work, your art will be your everything. What you were born for, live for, and die for. As you give it life, it gives you meaning. The more you invest of yourself into your projects, the more they will become literal extensions of you, allowing you to have an impact that is not bound by location or time. Beautiful, beautiful deck, and I really look forward to working with this more as a part of my spiritual practice. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. This is not a deck I've seen all over the place, so I'm really excited to bring it some more attention. I hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough. As always, I'm really interested in your thoughts, so leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this deck, or if you have this deck, how you've worked with it so far. I would love to open up that conversation. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell to be notified of my future videos. And I do sometimes go spontaneously live, and then a notification is actually pretty useful. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye!